Hey guys, Walter's World here, and I am in Porto, probably one of the most beautiful cities in Portugal, actually one of my top 10, and this is my wife's favorite city in Portugal, okay? Now, I've been living in Portugal for 4 years now, and basically I've seen when people come to visit Portugal or any country, there's always 5 or 6 things they love about a country, and 5 or 6 things they hate, okay? So here I'm here to tell you the 5 things you are going to hate about visiting Portugal, but the 5 things you're going to love about it as well. Because there's some things you should know before you go places, okay? Now, for all of you people that are going to say, screw you, go away, if you don't like Portugal, blah, 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 guys, this is not for Portuguese people. This is for tourists coming to Portugal, some things they should know, alright? Some things you're going to love and some things you're going to hate. Now, I'm the kind of person that likes to know the bad news first, okay? So here's the 5 things you are going to hate, or at least not like very much, about your trip to Portugal, alright? First off, eating times, okay? You know, if you're used to eating dinner early or a late lunch, here it's not so easy because from 3 until 7:30 in most places throughout the country, the restaurants are closed. Now, that's not saying you can't eat, but if you want to get a meal with, you know, the meat and potatoes and these kind of things that are really good here, you won't get it. They're only open for lunch from 12:30 to 3, and then they open up again 7:30 until late night. Okay, so if you want to eat during the day, you're stuck having, you know, McDonald's or the little, you know, savory treats, which actually here are very good. So you can get all kinds of stuff like lancheiras and folhados, which are kind of like savory ham and cheese treats and all kinds of stuff. They are very good, but you're not going to get a real meal. All right. Now, another thing you're going to hate, number 2, is when you come into Portugal and you go to a restaurant, they're going to put bread, olives, butter, cheese on the table when you get there. Now the thing is, you think, oh right, awesome, bread, cheese, all that stuff's for free. Wrong. You have to pay for the bread. You have to pay. Okay, we have, you know, a guy on a little moped. Okay, you have to pay for the bread, separate. You have to pay for the cheese, separate. You have to pay with the butter. For the butter, separate. All that's separate. And sometimes getting the bread, cheese, ham, and all those things will actually be more expensive than your actual meal. Alright? So that's one thing I hate, and I've been here for 4 years. Alright? Number 3. This is more of a Lisbon thing, and since most tourists go to Lisbon, you're going to hate the drug dealers in Lisbon. Okay? Everywhere you go, like in the tourist parts of Lisbon, there's going to be some guy offering you hashish, cocaina, and it gets really disgusting. And even the Portuguese hate it, because, I mean, there was a newspaper article last year, a couple years ago, talking about the vergonha de Lisboa. The shame of Lisbon are these drug dealers. Now, they don't care if you're with your kid, your parents, whatever. I've gone there, they've offered me drugs while I'm pushing my 3-year-old son around. They've also been there asking my mom, who is, I won't say a number, but let's say between 59 and 61, okay, when she was visiting me, they were offering her drugs, okay? And it's just disgusting, and you're going to get pissed off with it, but just don't let it bother you. That's just one of the things you're going to hate. Also, if you're looking to buy drugs, they don't have the real stuff, and don't bother telling the cops because they don't care, all right? So that's something you're going to hate. Number 4, what you're going to hate, the drivers here. If you drive in Portugal, if you walk on the street, you're going to hate it because you're going to think they're going to kill you. At crosswalks, when you're driving on the highway or the back roads, all the Portuguese seem to think they're little mini rally drivers, okay? So just be prepared when you do drive because it isn't that safe. We have here in Portugal, we have one of the highest mortality rates on the road in Europe, okay, for a reason. It's not that safe, all right? And the 5th thing you're going to hate, or at least this is not so much hate, but not like that much because it depends where you are, is the service, all right? Now, the service in Portugal, if you're used to like UK or US service, you're not going to be happy, all right? You go to the stores, they're usually not that helpful. They're helpful enough, but it's not that great. Restaurants are not great, especially if you go to like chain restaurants or chain stores. They don't care. They get their money and they leave. This is basically because the minimum wage here is 400 and some odd euros per month. 400 euros a month. Imagine living off of 5,000 euros a year. Okay, it's hard to do even in a country like Portugal. All right. Now, if you go to a Tasca, which it's like a family-run restaurant, or a small store, then you will get good service. But in general, you're probably going to have some bad service here, but it's one of the smaller inconveniences. All right? Now, those are the 5 things you'll hate about Portugal. The eating times, paying for the bread and the olives and the cheese and all that. The drug dealers in Lisbon, and they have some here in Porto as well. The drivers in general, it doesn't matter where you are in Portugal, and the service. Now, of course, there are things you're going to love about Portugal, because there are so many things. I wouldn't live here for so many years if I didn't love stuff about this place, because this country is amazing. Alright, that's why I have 80 videos teaching you Portuguese, showing you all over the country. Alright, now the first thing you're going to love as a tourist is Portugal is cheap. Okay, no matter what you want, you're going to eat, you're going to stay somewhere, you're going to eat somewhere, anything like that, it is cheap to come here. If you're coming from Germany, you think you're getting gifted everything. You're coming from the UK, your hotel, one night in your hotel in London will pay for 3 nights here and a couple dinners. I mean, it's crazy how cheap it is. Alright, the second thing you're going to love here, the wine and the food. Guys, the wine here, whether it's red wine, white wine, green wine, which they have here, which is amazing, port wine, which is from here in Porto, you are going to love the wine. It is amazing wine, and it's cheap, which goes back to number 1, and you will love it. If you've never liked wine before, you come here and you will fall in love with wine, okay? Portugal is a wine country. They have good beer too, but it is a wine country, and you're going to love it, all right? So that's something you're going to love. Number 3, now, though the service is bad, the people here are wonderful. The people here are super nice. You know, you talk to them a little bit, they're going to tell you where you should go eat, the things you should see, tell you, oh, if you're going to go to this town, go see my cousin João, he'll set you up. The people here are amazing. I have some wonderful friends here in Portugal, and when you come here, you're going to meet some wonderful people too, all right? Number 4, and things you're going to love about Portugal, they speak English. It's amazing. You go to Spain, Italy, other places, they don't speak English that well. Here, people speak English. Young people all speak it, and you'll be amazed how well they do speak it, okay? And I know you'll say, well, you're in Portugal, speak Portuguese. I do. This is for tourists that are coming here. They speak English here, and that helps out a lot. And number 5 of the things you're going to love about Portugal, guys, look behind me. Look at that. That bridge, that's from Eiffel. The guy that did the tower, you know, maybe heard of his tower in Paris. The stuff you can see here in Portugal is amazing. The history, the buildings, all kinds of things. The crazy tourists that come by and make fun of my videos. All these things. Okay, and you come and you're going to see amazing historical things. I mean, you go to Tomar and see the Knights Templar there, or you're in Lisbon seeing the monastery of Geronimo's there. It's amazing. Alright? So, the top 5 things you're going to love about Portugal. 1, it's cheap. 2, the wine and the food. 3, the people. They are amazing. 4, they speak English here, so it makes it a lot easier for the tourist. And number 5, the history and the beauty of the country. You are going to love it. It's got something for everybody, guys. So I'll give you one little view of Porto and Gaia and show you one of the number 5 of the 5 things you're going to love about it. Alright, so if you didn't like my list, say what you love about it down below, or what you hate about it down below. And for those of you that just want to hate me and tell me to, well, whatever, hey, this is for tourists, not for Portuguese. So, enjoy it, and remember, Portugal's a great place. You should definitely come visit it. It is well worth the visit, guys. You will not regret it.